2026 with absolutely nothing, what would you do? I don't have to theorize. I vividly recall the experience of counting every penny. I remember purchasing my first stock at age 11 with money painstakingly saved over 3 years. I remember the unwavering discipline it took to subsist on next to nothing while meticulously constructing my financial foundation. And if faced with that challenge today, starting this very year with $0, I know precisely what steps I would take. This isn't about abstract theories or feel-good platitudes concerning positive thinking. I'm talking about a concrete, step-by-step blueprint forged from 80 years of hands-on experience, a plan that remains effective whether we're navigating a bull market or a bear, whether the economy is flourishing or struggling, and regardless of whether you're 25 or 55. Because here's the unvarnished truth that most people fail to grasp. Starting with nothing is not your primary obstacle. Your biggest problem is the absence of a clear plan. You're improvising as you go, merely imitating those around you, then wondering why you achieve the exact same lackluster results. I am about to lay out the precise plan I employed, the very principles that propelled me from delivering papers in Omaha to becoming one of the wealthiest individuals globally. And if you're entering 2026 broke, nearly broke, or simply feeling adrift, this could genuinely be the most invaluable time you spend all year. By the conclusion of this, you will know exactly what actions to take, month by month, dollar by dollar. No ambiguity, no excuses, just the plan. Let's begin. First, allow me to share something that might genuinely surprise you. If I awoke on January 1st, 2026, with an empty bank account, I wouldn't be gripped by fear. In fact, I'd be genuinely excited, because starting with nothing actually grants you 3 profound advantages that even the wealthiest among us no longer possess. Advantage number 1. You are free to take risks that we cannot. When you possess nothing, there's nothing to safeguard. No extravagant lifestyle to maintain, no burdensome mortgage keeping you awake at night, no costly luxury car lease that you're terrified of losing. You are utterly free, and that freedom is the ultimate competitive edge. I constantly encounter affluent individuals who are absolute prisoners of their own success. They might earn $400,000 a year, but they spend $380,000, leaving them paralyzed by the fear of losing their comfort. They cannot afford to take calculated risks, invest aggressively, or pursue bold opportunities because it might mean downsizing their lavish home or withdrawing their children from private schools. They are truly captives of their meticulously crafted lifestyles. You, however, do not carry that burden. You're starting 2026 with nothing. Good. That means you can move with agility, experiment freely, and undertake calculated risks without the crushing weight of a massive lifestyle dictating every decision you make. In my youth, I could dedicate every spare dollar to investments precisely because I wasn't maintaining anything elaborate. I resided in a humble apartment, drove a beat-up car, and my wife and I found contentment in simple, home-cooked meals. That frugality wasn't deprivation, it was liberation. And it afforded me options that those living beyond their means could never dream of. Advantage number 2. Your mistakes come cheap. If you attempt something this year and it falters, what have you truly forfeited? A few $100s, perhaps 1,000. That is negligible. Consider it tuition, an education you can actually afford. When I err now, it can cost Berkshire Hathaway billions of dollars. Those kinds of mistakes truly keep me up at night. But your early missteps are affordable. They are survivable. This allows you the latitude to experiment. You can try 3 or 4 distinct approaches to generating income this year. Some will inevitably fail, yes, but 1 or 2 will succeed. And the profound lessons gleaned from those failures will prove far more valuable than the money you lost. I certainly made my share of mistakes when I was young. I invested in a gas station that ultimately failed. I backed companies I didn't fully comprehend. But those errors cost me hundreds, not millions. And they imparted lessons that later contributed to billions in earnings. Your losses are inherently limited. Your potential for learning is boundless. Advantage number 3. Compound interest hasn't yet worked against you. This is the critical point many people completely overlook. Everyone extols the virtues of compound interest, working times for times you when you're saving and investing. What they often fail to mention is how relentlessly compound interest works, times against times you when you're spending and borrowing. If you're 45 years old, beginning 2026 with nothing, you've likely been compounding poor financial decisions for a quarter century. Credit card interest, ongoing car payments, lifestyle inflation. Every ill-advised choice compounds into the next. But if you're younger, or if this is merely a temporary setback, you haven't yet lost decades to this negative compounding. And here's the truly beautiful part. The very moment you begin making sound financial decisions, compound interest immediately switches sides. It starts diligently working times for times you instead of against you. Every dollar you wisely save this year, invested properly at a 10% annual return, becomes $2 in 7 years. Those $2 then blossom into $4 in another 7 years. That is the magic. But it only happens if you initiate it times now asterisk, only if you halt the negative compounding and conscientiously embark on the path of positive compounding. Now, I must be entirely candid with you. Starting with nothing is indeed an advantage, but only if you actually do something with it. Most people who begin 2026 broke will, statistically speaking, end 2026 broke. That's the cold reality. They'll make grand resolutions on January 1st and then abandon them by January 15th. They'll readily blame the economy, their boss, inflation, or politicians. And in 12 months, they'll find themselves in precisely the same stagnant position, bewildered as to why nothing has changed. Do not be that person. I have observed human behavior for 8 decades now. The fundamental difference between those who successfully build wealth and those who remain perpetually broke isn't intelligence. It's not education. It isn't even pure opportunity. It is, quite simply, discipline. It's the intrinsic capacity to delay gratification, to unequivocally say no to immediate pleasure in favor of significant long-term gain. It's the fortitude to adhere to a plan, even when it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. When I was young, my friends would frequent movies and restaurants. I would remain home, poring over annual reports. They would purchase new cars. I drove my trusty old Volkswagen Beetle for decades. They'd often chuckle at my frugality. I wonder who's laughing now. I share this not to boast, but to underscore a vital truth. Discipline is the non-negotiable price of admission to wealth. If you are unwilling to pay that price, then stop reading right now. Go pursue something else, because what I am about to reveal demands genuine, unwavering commitment. But if you are willing to commit, if you are truly ready to transform your life this year, then what I am about to provide will change absolutely everything. This plan proved effective in the 1,950 seconds when I was establishing my investment partnership. It worked throughout the 1,960 seconds when Berkshire Hathaway was still a small enterprise. It works demonstrably today, and it will undeniably work for you. But you must follow it. Not for a single week, not for a month, but for the entire year asterisk. Because wealth is not forged in fleeting moments, it is painstakingly built over years. And this year, 2026, this is the year you commence that critical construction. Here is the plan, 7 specific steps, each meticulously building upon the last. By the time we conclude, you will know exactly what to do in January, what to prioritize in March, what actions to take in June, and what financial position you need to be in by December. Asterisk. Step 1. January. Stop the bleeding. Asterisk. If you are commencing this year with $0, it is fundamentally because money is exiting your life at a faster rate than it's entering. This outflow must cease immediately. Not next month, not when you hypothetically feel more stable, but today. Here's precisely what I would do on January 1st if I woke up broke. I would meticulously itemize every single destination for my money, every subscription, every recurring monthly payment, every habitual expense that costs money. And then I would cut half of it. Asterisk, asterisk, car payment, asterisk, asterisk. If I'm broke, I simply cannot afford a car payment. I would sell the car. I'd acquire a reliable used car for around $3,000, paid for in cash, thereby eliminating a $400 monthly payment, plus an additional $150 in insurance. That's $550 a month immediately freed up, which translates to $6,600 over 12 months. That's far from nothing when you're starting from scratch. Asterisk, asterisk. Eating out. Asterisk, asterisk. Gone completely. I would cook every single meal at home. Rice, beans, eggs, chicken, vegetables. It costs perhaps $5 a day. Most people spend that on one lunch. Over the course of a year, that represents a monumental financial swing. If you were spending $250 a month eating out and reduce that to $150 on groceries, that's $1,200 saved annually. Asterisk, asterisk subscriptions, asterisk, asterisk Netflix, Spotify, gym memberships, whatever other seemingly small outflows are draining your funds, the $10 here, the $15 there, all of it gone. Every single one. I can borrow books from the library for free. I can perform push-ups in my living room. That's another $50 a month, or $600 a year, reclaimed. Now, people invariably push back at this point, saying, "Warren, I deserve to enjoy life." Let me tell you something plainly. The only times thing you deserve when you're broke is to stop being broke. Everything else is a luxury you have yet to earn. I'm not advocating for you to live like this indefinitely. I'm instructing you to live like this for just 1 year, 12 months, and in return, you will reclaim your financial autonomy. I personally resided in a modest rental house for years, even after achieving substantial success. I didn't purchase my current home until 1958, paying a mere $31,500 for it. I still live there today, the same house, nearly 70 years later. That's not because I'm cheap. It's because I deeply understood that every dollar I didn't spend on an inflated lifestyle was a dollar that could compound into true, lasting wealth. So that's January. Stop the bleeding. Cut absolutely everything that isn't utterly essential. Live on far less than you ever imagined possible. Because every dollar you don't spend this month is a dollar that starts diligently working for you next month. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 2, February and March. Earn more than ever before. Asterisk, asterisk. Here's a crucial insight that broke people consistently misunderstand. You cannot save your way to wealth from a low income. If you're starting 2026 with nothing, simply putting $50 a month into investments isn't going to fundamentally alter your life, not this year anyway. Perhaps in 3 decades, but you need immediate assistance. So, for the next 60 days, completely set aside the notion of investing. Your sole, paramount objective is to dramatically increase your income. If I were starting this year broke, here's precisely what I would execute. First, I would relentlessly sell my time at the highest possible rate. This entails identifying the most valuable skill I possess and marketing it vigorously. Can you write clearly and persuasively? Offer writing services to local businesses. Are you proficient in basic bookkeeping? Small businesses everywhere desperately need that help. Can you repair things? Handyman services are perpetually in demand. I genuinely don't care if it isn't your lifelong passion. We're not constructing a career right now, we're building capital. There's a distinct difference. When I was younger, I sold insurance, I sold securities, and I taught investment classes at night. I pursued any legitimate endeavor that generated income, which I could then save and invest. And here's the absolute key. I wouldn't work just one job, I would work times 3, asterisk. A full-time job during the day, whatever offers the highest pay. Freelance work in the evenings, 3 to 4 dedicated hours. And a weekend gig. Anything that reliably adds another $500 to $1,000 a month. Most people will protest, "That's too hard," or "I'll burn out." But do you know what's truly times hard? Being 65 years old and broke. Do you know what constitutes real times burnout? Toiling until you're 75 because you didn't exert enough effort at 35. I would dedicate myself to 70-hour work weeks for 2 full months, February and March. 8 weeks of unyielding maximum effort. My concrete goal would be to save $5,000. It might not sound like a vast sum to some, but when you're starting from absolute zero, it is everything. It represents your very first bit of capital. It's leverage. It's tangible proof that you possess the capacity for delayed gratification. And psychologically, having $5,000 in the bank profoundly changes you. You cease thinking like a broke person and begin to think like an investor. So that's February and March. Work harder than you ever have before. Stack multiple income streams, save every single dollar, and hit $5,000 by April 1st. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 3. April through June. Build your emergency wall. Asterisk, asterisk. Once you accumulate that initial $5,000, every instinct in your body will scream at you to invest it immediately. Do not. Not yet. Here's the unfortunate pattern that befalls people who rush into investing too prematurely. An emergency inevitably strikes. The car breaks down. A medical bill arrives. They lose their job. Suddenly, they are compelled to liquidate their nascent investments at the absolute worst possible moment, typically at a significant loss, merely to cover basic living expenses. They then find themselves back at square one, and most of them simply give up entirely. I have witnessed this destructive pattern dismantle people's financial lives for 8 decades. So, instead, from April through June, we are going to construct what I term the emergency wall. This is $10,000 in pure cash, securely held in a high-yield savings account. Now, modern investment advisors will undoubtedly declare this approach foolish. They'll argue you're losing money to inflation, that this capital should be in the market. Ignore them completely. They have never experienced true financial hardship. They do not comprehend the profound psychology of scarcity. When you have been genuinely broke, you understand that the worst financial predicament isn't possessing cash that earns 4% interest. The worst position is having no cash when an unforeseen emergency materializes, forcing you into crippling debt or compelling you to sell assets at precisely the wrong time. Cash is optionality. Cash is peace of mind. Cash is undeniable power. For 3 consecutive months, April through June, maintain the exact rigorous regimen you established in February and March. Maximum income, minimum expenses. Keep cultivating those multiple income streams. Continue living lean. But now, instead of saving your initial $5,000, you are dedicated to saving the next $10,000. And here's the transformative outcome. By the end of June, you will possess a total of $15,000. And something truly profound will shift within your psyche. You will cease feeling desperate. You will stop making decisions driven by fear and panic, because $15,000 buys you invaluable time. If you were to lose your job, you could comfortably survive for 4 to 6 months while diligently seeking a better opportunity. If an emergency arises, you can address it directly without incurring debt. This, my friends, is the bedrock foundation. This is what every genuinely wealthy person possesses, yet virtually nobody discusses it because it's not glamorous or exciting. But it is absolutely essential. I have consistently maintained substantial cash reserves throughout my career. Even when Berkshire was a much smaller entity, critics would fault me, asserting I should be fully invested. Yet, that readily available cash allowed me to act decisively when extraordinary opportunities presented themselves. It instilled in me the unwavering confidence to be aggressively acquisitive when the timing was unequivocally right. So that's April through June. Build your emergency wall. Accumulate $15,000 in cash. And times then asterisk, and only then do we even consider beginning to invest. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 4. July and August. Invest in yourself. Asterisk, asterisk. Now we invest, but not in the manner most people instinctively imagine. If you are embarking on 2026 with nothing, you are not yet prepared for the stock market. You are not ready for real estate. You are certainly not ready for cryptocurrency, gold, or whatever other speculative assets are currently being peddled. You are prepared for one thing, and one thing only: investing in yourself. You currently have $15,000 saved. $10,000 of that constitutes your untouchable emergency fund, reserved strictly for genuine crises. But the remaining $5,000, that is your very first chunk of investment capital, and the investment with the absolute highest potential return you can possibly make right now is in your own earning ability. If I were starting this year broke, here's precisely how I would allocate that $5,000. 1. Asterisk, asterisk. Skills that significantly increase my hourly value. Asterisk, asterisk. If I'm currently earning $20 an hour, I would allocate $2,000 towards education or certification that could elevate my earning capacity to $35 an hour. This could involve mastering coding, acquiring data analysis skills, or obtaining a specialized trade certification. The specific field is irrelevant as long as the math makes sense. Invest $2,000 to earn an additional $15 per hour. That translates to an extra $30,000 annually if you work full-time. A remarkable one, 500% return on investment in the first year alone. Show me a stock that can consistently deliver that. 2. Asterisk, asterisk. Tools that empower independent earning. Asterisk, asterisk. If I possess skills in writing or design, I would invest in a high-quality laptop and the necessary professional software. If my aptitude lies in building or repairing things, I would acquire professional-grade tools to enhance my efficiency and service offerings. Tools, then sell them. If I master sales, I'd acquire inventory at wholesale prices. The core objective is crystal clear. Establish and own the means of production for your own independent income stream. When I was younger, the most impactful investment I made wasn't in the stock market right away. It was in books. I meticulously spent every spare dollar on literature, covering business acumen, astute investing strategies, and the intricacies of human nature. These insights proved to be a far greater multiplier of my earning power than any stock pick ever could have been. 3. Networking and strategic positioning. I would readily allocate $1,000 to attend pivotal industry conferences, become an active member of key professional organizations, and routinely take successful individuals out for coffee, genuinely seeking to learn from their experiences and wisdom. This might sound like a soft skill, but let me assure you, it is anything but. Every significant opportunity that has ever come my way stemmed from knowing the right person at the opportune moment. Indeed, some of my most lucrative investments were born from relationships I painstakingly cultivated over many years. Think of relationships as the compound interest for your entire career. 4. Maintain a $1,000 opportunity fund to capitalize on unexpected deals. This could involve purchasing bulk goods for profitable resale, acquiring undervalued equipment from someone liquidating assets, or any other valuable item that presents itself with clear potential. Now, I can practically hear what you're thinking, but Warren, I want to invest in stocks just like you do. I completely understand that desire. However, the stock market will still be there next year, and by then, you'll have significantly more capital to invest. For now, in July and August, your absolute best investment is bridging the income gap between your current financial reality and where you truly need to be. Prioritize increasing your inherent value first. Only then should you pivot to investing in other assets. So, throughout July and August, pour your efforts into amplifying your earning potential. Boost your hourly worth. Develop the essential tools that foster financial independence. Strategically position yourself so that by September, you are demonstrably earning a substantially greater income than you were in January. Step 5. September and October. Build your second income stream. By September, if you have meticulously adhered to this plan, you will find yourself in an entirely different financial landscape compared to January. You'll possess a $10,000 emergency fund. You will have strategically invested $5,000 in enhancing your skills and acquiring valuable tools. You'll be earning more per hour, all while maintaining a disciplined, lean lifestyle. Now, we embark on building the true differentiator, genuine passive income. I'm not referring to the often hyped, misleading versions of passive income sold online. I'm not talking about drop shipping, generic course selling, or speculative cryptocurrency schemes. I'm talking about authentic income streams that continue to generate revenue while you sleep. If I were starting today, from your exact position, here's precisely what I would build. Option 1. Dividend-paying stocks. By September, through your increased primary income and unwavering frugality, you would have saved an additional $3,000. I would funnel this capital into utterly boring, rock-solid, reliable dividend-paying companies. Forget the thrilling tech stocks or fleeting hot tips. Focus on companies that manufacture essentials like soap and toothpaste or provide critical services like insurance. Look for those stalwarts that have consistently paid dividends year in and year out for 50 years or even more. At a conservative 4% dividend yield, that initial $3,000 generates $120 per year, which translates to a modest $10 per month. Sounds almost negligible, right? But that's $10 you didn't have to work a single hour for. And crucially, next month, you'll add another $300 to that pot, and the month after, another $300. By December, that $10 stream will grow to $40 a month. By next year, it could be $150 a month. In 5 years, if you continue to feed it consistently, it will easily become $1,500 a month. Asterisk, that times is the undeniable power of compound interest. Asterisk, that times is how genuine wealth is systematically constructed. This is precisely the strategy I employed. I acquired shares of wonderful businesses and held them indefinitely, meticulously reinvesting every single dividend, allowing the profound magic of compounding to work its wonders. Option 2. A business system. If the world of stocks feels too abstract or intimidating, then consider either building or purchasing a small, self-sustaining system that reliably generates consistent cash flow. This could be a simple vending machine route. It could be a niche online business selling a very specific product. It could even be equipment you rent out to others. The paramount principle here is that it must generate positive cash flow from day one. There's no room for hoping or maybe someday. We're talking about real money, real income, commencing immediately. When I bought my very first business at age 25, it was a small textile company that, while not glamorous, consistently produced cash. It wasn't exciting, but it generated the income I could then reinvest. The specific investment isn't the point. The critical takeaway is that by October, you will have money actively working for you, even as you sleep. So, that's September and October. Focus on building your second, robust income stream. Start small, by all means, but make sure you start asterisk, because once you have money making money, absolutely everything changes. Step 6, November, the discipline test. By November, you will likely be exhausted. You will have been grinding relentlessly for 10 consecutive months. You've lived frugally, cultivated multiple income streams, saved aggressively, and now the holiday season is looming. This is precisely the point where most people falter completely. They rationalize, I've been so incredibly disciplined all year, I absolutely deserve to treat myself. And just like that, they squander $2,000 on Christmas gifts, holiday travel, and new clothes, all under the guise of earning it. Then January arrives, and they find themselves right back where they started. I have witnessed this recurring pattern destroy more genuine financial progress than any market crash ever could. November and December, combined, lay waste to more budgets than the other 10 months put together. Why? Because people fundamentally confuse times earning times money with times having times money. Just because you earned $60,000 this year doesn't magically mean you times have times $60,000. You have $2,000. That's the only number that truly matters. Here's exactly what I would do in November if I were diligently following this plan. I would make an unwavering commitment to spend absolutely nothing extra. Zero holiday inflation. No, this year is different exceptions. I would give gifts that cost nothing but carried immense value: my time, homemade food, heartfelt handwritten letters expressing genuine appreciation. I would communicate clearly to my family, I am diligently building a solid financial foundation this year. Next year, I can afford to be more generous. But this year, I need to finish what I've started. Some people won't understand your resolve. Some will undoubtedly judge you. Let them. They are not footing your bills or safeguarding your future. I've never been extravagant, not even with billions at my disposal. I don't buy lavish gifts. I don't indulge in elaborate vacations, not because I can't afford them, but because I learned decades ago that true happiness doesn't originate from spending. It emanates from security, from the profound sense of freedom, from the deep satisfaction of knowing you are systematically building something that truly endures. So, that's November. Hold the line. Do not break. Stay fiercely disciplined, because you are so incredibly close to achieving your goals. Step 7, December. Plan your next year. If you have genuinely followed this plan, truly committed to every step, here's your status by December. You possess a fully funded $10,000 emergency fund. You have a burgeoning second income stream generating a reliable $50 to $200 per month. You've substantially increased your primary income through newly acquired skills and valuable certifications. You've equipped yourself with tools and capabilities that significantly elevate your professional value. And perhaps most importantly, you've unequivocally proven to yourself that you possess the fortitude to delay gratification and meticulously execute a long-term strategic plan. But here's the crucial truth. You are not finished. You are just getting started. Because now, in December, we meticulously plan year 2. Year 2 is where your efforts accelerate dramatically. In year 2, you won't be burdened with building the foundation. You already have it firmly in place. This newfound stability empowers you to take more calculated risks. You can invest more aggressively. You can finally launch that business you've been contemplating. You can pursue superior opportunities. You can even confidently leave that job that's been holding you back, because you now have 6 months of living expenses saved and a reliable backup income stream. You have options. Year 1 was about defense. Year 2 is all about offense. In December, I would sit down with a fresh notebook and meticulously outline year 2 in intricate detail. What is my specific income goal? What is my precise savings target? What is the next essential skill I will master? What is the next strategic investment I will make? What does my life tangibly look like in 24 months if I steadfastly maintain this discipline? And then I would commit to it with the same unwavering resolve I applied to year 1. This has been my lifelong practice. Every December, without fail, I evaluate, I assess, and I plan the subsequent year with absolute clarity of intention. That's December. Plan year 2. Commit to the next level and relentlessly keep going. The truth nobody wants to hear. So, there it is, the plan. 7 distinct steps, 12 transformative months, starting 2026 with nothing but determination and concluding it with a genuine, robust foundation for lasting wealth. Now, permit me to share something with you that very few people are willing to acknowledge. This plan works. I know it works, because it is meticulously constructed upon the very same foundational principles I have diligently followed for 8 decades. The same principles that propelled me from delivering newspapers to meticulously building one of the largest companies in the world. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of you simply won't do it. You'll watch this video, you'll nod along in agreement, you'll declare, yes, that makes perfect sense. You might even diligently take notes. And then, you'll inevitably revert to doing exactly what you were doing before. You'll persist in spending money you don't possess on things you don't genuinely need. You'll cling to the hope that, through some magical intervention, your financial situation will miraculously improve, all while you refuse to alter anything. And next year, you'll find yourself sitting in precisely the same predicament, perhaps even a worse one, wondering why absolutely nothing changed. I've observed this predictable cycle for 80 years. The fundamental difference between individuals who successfully build wealth and those who remain perpetually broke isn't intelligence. It's not a superior education. It's not even an abundance of opportunity. It is, quite simply, the unwavering willingness to be uncomfortable, to deliberately delay gratification, to unequivocally say no when everyone else is eagerly saying yes, to work diligently when others are resting, to save prudently when others are spending. Most people are simply not willing to pay that demanding price. And that's perfectly fine. That is their prerogative. But if you are willing, if you genuinely commit to this straightforward plan, I am telling you with absolute certainty that in just 12 months, you will scarcely recognize your financial life. You will have substantial savings. You will have multiple reliable income streams. You will possess valuable skills. You will have liberating options. You will have something that the vast majority of people never attain, true financial security. But you must begin today, right now. Stop the financial bleeding. Increase your income. Build your essential emergency fund. Invest wisely in yourself. Strategically create passive income. Stay fiercely disciplined through the temptations of the holidays, and meticulously plan your next year. That's it. That is the entire comprehensive plan. It is not overly complicated. It is not flashy or sexy. It is certainly not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is simply the unvarnished truth about how genuine wealth is systematically constructed $1 at a time, one deliberate decision at a time, one disciplined year at a time. I am 94 years old. I have dedicated 8 decades to intensely studying wealth and the individuals who build it, and I am telling you, with every fiber of my being, this works. The only remaining question is, will the year is 2026. You have 12 months stretching out before you. You can squander them, just as you may have squandered years before, or you can commit wholeheartedly to this plan and fundamentally change absolutely everything. The choice, as it always has been, is entirely yours. I sincerely hope you choose wisely. Now, get to work.